video. In this video, I'm going to introduce this Tkinter a little bit more. Like I said in my previous when I talked about the introduction to what Tkinter, I said that Tkinter is a built-in Python library. And since you have Python installed, you don't need to install Tkinter any longer. But it's some situation whereby you don't have Tkinter for some reasons. What you can do is to go to your command prompt and then try to pip install Tkinter. If this was successful for you, now you are good to go. What for us to do is to import our Tkinter to our environment. And how we can do that is for just one import what? Tkinter. When we say import Tkinter, now we have imported Tkinter into our environment. But there's a problem that comes with Tkinter. Tkinter tends to have a whole lot of classes and methods beneath it, which can be a little bit too much to start writing from scratch. You can say Tkinter does something, Tkinter does something. It can be a little bit much. So another step to handle this is to import this. Try using a naming convention to import this of our Tkinter. But you can say from so you can say import Tkinter. You can say import Tkinter as T. I can just name it any name I want. I can say TIK. This is going to enter. We say that when we say TK, it's definitely going to refer to as Tkinter. So I hope this is not hard to understand. Just saying import or change. Let's assume X equals to Y, and Y is now equals to X. That's not really much for us to understand. Just try to jumble your head around this. You are going to understand it pretty well. But even doing importing Tkinter in this way, you don't have any problem, or in the first way we did it, you don't have any problem. So, but there's another way we can do this to import every classes or every method that exists inside of this Tkinter module. And how can we do this? How can we do this? You can say from okay, I can say from Tkinter. I want to import everything. How can we import everything that is inside of a module? By putting this asterisk. Once we put this asterisk sign, or I can say time sign, it's going to give us everything that we can make use of all the classes and all the libraries that exist inside of this Tkinter library, or I can say a module. So since we have this, there's some functions that we don't need to explicitly set. We don't need to call Tkinter again for them to output on the screen for us. So this is basically I want us to do in this video. There are basically 3 steps we can do this, like I explained in this initial of this video. The first step is to import Tkinter, like how you normally import a library or a module to your environment, which is import Tkinter, or you can say import anything. And then when you want to call the function or method beneath that module, you can say let's say for Tkinter, you can say Tkinter dot a particular method that's inside of a particular class that's inside of this module. And the next one is from give it a naming convention. It's not actually the naming convention does not really specify to everybody's standard. You can give it any name of your choice, but that is quite useful in a situation whereby the module name or the library name is quite long. Because let's say I want to call a method inside here. I just imported it in this way. Let me comment this out. Okay, I said import Tkinter. Now if I want to call a class inside it, I have to come again and say Tkinter dot. Let's say I want to call maybe something like label. I can say Tkinter dot. If I'm done writing like 10 to 20 lines of code, my environment will be filled up. That's why we make use of naming convention to reduce it. Instead of writing the whole Tkinter again, you can give it a name we can tend to remember, and make sure it doesn't collide with some of your programs. And another way for when it comes to Tkinter, and we can try to import everything that's inside this of our Tkinter. So we don't need to basically start calling Tkinter dot or Tkinter dot this. This is definitely going to just display everything out for us. So in a situation where I want to use the label class, you don't want to going to look at all this. I can just come here and say label. You can see I was able to still make use of the label without me needing to call the Tkinter dot label any longer. So this is just basically I want us to look at in this video. In the next video, we're going to do a basic example, like we're going to create the application, we're going to run the mainloop. So that's basically what we're going to do in the next video. So it's not going to be hard to understand. I'm going to make it the easiest way possible for us to understand. So I'll be happy to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.